Hello everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I go live every Tuesday morning about this time, which is 8:30 a.m. Arizona time, or we're kind of in the Pacific time zone for the time being. Good morning, Joy. Thanks for popping in today. So I'm excited to share with you 13 card swaps from a recent team gathering over the weekend. Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for popping in today. The really fun thing, hey Deb, about a card swap is that everybody has different likes of stamp sets and styles and colors, and it's so fun to see everybody's interpretation of a card and how they use the stamp set. If you don't know what a card swap is, it's when you get a group of crafters together who want to share ideas. So you create one design and then you make multiples of that card for how many ever people are in the swap. So we had 13. So I'll show you 13 of those card samples. I'm using items from Stampin' Up! SaleABration and from good morning, Tammy. Thanks for popping in. So it uses SaleABration items and things from Stampin' Up's July through December mini catalog. And then at the very end, I will make a case or a copy and share everything of one of the cards from the swap on Saturday. So give me a sec and I'll put you down to the table, the camera down, and then I will show you some of the cards that that I got over the weekend and share some inspiration with you, I'm hoping. And if you have any specific questions about a card, be sure to message me or in the comments, let me know how I can help. This first card was created by Melissa, and she's using the Feels Like Home stamp set. It's free with a $50 order from Stampin' Up's annual catalog. And at first sight, sometimes this stamp set looks a little overwhelming, only because it appears that you have to do a lot of coloring. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for popping in today. But Melissa showed us that you really don't have to do a lot of coloring. She actually gave this card in several different colors. And so she used the bricks and mortar embossing folder and then just did a monochromatic with a bunch of sponging around the outside. Good morning, Teresa. Thanks for popping in. So I really like this card. She also uses some gems here. It makes it an easy way to use this fun free stamp set. So I really like that. And she gave it to us in different colors. Thanks, Kay, for popping in. The next one uses that Delicate Dahlias stamp set, free with a $100 order in the SaleABration catalog. How are things in North Carolina this morning? Thanks for sharing. This was made by Chris Mortimer. She is a brand new stamper, so I was so thankful that she participated in the swap, and she used a tag from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. This next card is also created by a new stamper, Monica Estabrook. She also used the Delicate Dahlias stamp set along with the Stitched So Sweetly dies. And it's kind of hard to tell, but she did apply some Wink of Stella to those dahlias, and it really makes that pop out in person. So that's a really fun card with just some stamping and put that together. The next one uses the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. This was created by Brenda. And it's a fun kind of a fun fold. So that's the Designer Series paper that's available free with a $50 order in the SaleABration catalog. And it's with that coordinating penguin builder punch. So that's super cute. Now what's really interesting is that another stamper made the exact same design of the card. And these gals live, you know, about 100 miles away from each other and had no idea that each was going to make this. But it's funny because it used the same design and the same stamp set. So the Christmas Wishes card, the Penguin Builder, Banner Year, Evergreen Elegance, and the Penguin Playmates. I just love these wonderful snowflakes. If you haven't gotten any of them, you need to do that. So that's a fun card. I think maybe next week I will do the video designing a couple of different examples of that card as well. Another fun one here is Brace created this card using, you know, in this designer series paper. All weekend I struggled coming up with the name of it, but it goes with it's Peaceful Prince. Peaceful Prince. It's kind of funny that I could never remember what that is, but it's just a very awesome card using that free designer series paper from SaleABration, created by Brace. And I love that red crinkled seam binding. That's really fun. Ginger also made a card with the Peaceful Prince designer series paper, and she used the wintry 3D embossing folder, and it's kind of hard to tell in the video and in the photos. That little black piece is also embossed with the wintry. And here's that Be Dazzling 6x6 specialty paper that's also free. And then she used the Deer Builder punch and just punched him out in black and added a red rhinestone for his nose. So that's really fun, a really fun card. Easy to recreate if you needed to make a bunch of them. And now this was a big hit at our swap, using the Counting Sheep stamp set and the sheep's dies in coordination with the Whimsy and Wonder suite. She cut the gate out of the designer series paper and added the tree, and that star is from the Be Dazzling designer series paper as well. So that little 6x6 pack is really a super find, and it's fun to use in little pieces all over cards. All right, another one of our cards using the Counting Sheep stamp set. Here is a birthday card put together by Sandy Grimes. So she used the Counting Sheep stamp set. Again, a free SaleABration item, and then the dies as well. Remember, those sheep dies are going to be available while supplies last. So if that's something you've been seeing that you want, I would try to grab those up if I could. And she's using the Pattern Party designer series paper, which is available as a host benefit in the annual catalog. Good morning, Mary Kay. Thanks for popping in today. Just love the little balloons and just all the little detail in that. Alrighty, the next card was created by Marisol, and she used the hand-penned petals stamps and the beautifully penned designer series paper, and that designer series paper is also free with a $50 order. So we tried to use items that you could get, and it's just really so fun to see the variety and the depth of the ideas that everybody has. We all do things a little bit differently. So that's a fun one too there. This one is created by Lisa, and I know she was watching, and she's using the Nature's Harvest stamp set from Stampin' Up's July through December mini catalog, with the Encircled in Friendship sentiment using Blueberry Bushel and Garden Green. So a really pretty using the Nature's Harvest. And then Sue Strong decided to do a a holiday card. And so she's using the Poinsettia Petals stamp set, the Poinsettia dies, and the Tidings of Christmas 6x6 designer series paper that you can find in Stampin' Up's annual catalog. There's a little bit of gold foil there as well. So that was super fun. And then this is the card I created using the Summer Shadows, shaded summer dies. It goes along with the stamp set in the annual catalog, as well as here's those little strips of the Be Dazzling designer series paper. I just love the sentiments and the font from that stamp set, and also used the Tasteful Textile Tasteful Textile embossing folder. Yes, Joy, thank you. They all made beautiful cards, and it's really fun to see what everybody does, and then I can get inspired from each and every one of them. So the card that I decided that I was going to recreate for the live today was this one. And I did it just a little bit differently. This is what my version, and I had meant to put it on a black background, but I got my real red out, and so we're gonna make this card today. And there's a term that kind of runs rampant on our crafting sites. When you hear people say that they cased something, and everyone wonders, well, what does that mean? It means copy and share everything. That when we as crafters put our designs out on Facebook or Pinterest or our blogs, we do that for inspiration for other stampers. And so as long as you give not permission, but credit where credit's due, and then you can make it your own. But all right, let me grab out the ingredients for this. I do have a real red cardstock base that I've scored at 4 1/4. So we'll have that all ready to go. And I have the 5 1/4 by 4 Whisper basic white piece that will go in the middle of that card. I have a piece of the Be Dazzling 6x6 designer series paper that I've cut with the layering circles dies. I have a scrap of black to punch my deer. I have some designer series paper from the Peaceful Prince designer series paper, and that measures 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. You could use either side, but I really do like those snowflake sides. Good morning, Kirsten, and Linda. Thanks for popping in today. And then I have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of real red cardstock, and I've embossed the right-hand side with the Wintry 3D embossing folder. Then that little piece of black, which I also embossed with the Wintry 3D embossing folder. And then a couple of pieces for this sentiment, so that I'm all ready to go. So let's start by punching the deer. This is the deer punch. This is available in the mini catalog, the holiday. And so simple, just punch out the black and you have your deer, and you can have him facing either side you want. And then it also punches out these little antlers. And we had this really big discussion this weekend about which way the antlers go. And we have artistic license, so we can put those antlers any way we want. Good morning, Sandy and Kathy. Thanks for popping in today. So somebody said that the little nubbins should go on the inside. So for all you nature lovers, correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm just going to turn my deer over, and I'm going to use a little glue dot and to put those antlers on, because they're just little pieces. And so I can just, oops, and then it'll stick everywhere. But and, you know, I suppose we could add more antlers if we wanted to have a deer with a bunch of what do you call that? Racks. That's a big thing. And all right, so we have the deer. Let's do our quick little stamping. And I do have the Merry Christmas from, this is the Peaceful Deer set. Lots of fun little pieces for that. So I have the Merry Christmas, and I'm going to use my memento for that. Maybe I'll bring my little mat out and just ink up my stamp. I like the photopolymer because you can actually just really see, and it helps me get things way straighter. And then I'm just going to press down evenly and firmly and create that little tag. And I just cut that little piece of red cardstock. I didn't use a tag or anything. So if you don't have any dies or anything, that will work really well with that. Okay, just kind of a reminder of what we're working on while I get ready here. And for putting this together, I am going to bring in my Stamparatus. I've shown this tip before, but if you haven't seen it, it's one that I really, really, really like. Because I am going to be putting this piece of designer series paper, and I want it right directly on the edge of that paper. And if you're anything like me, I get stuff crooked all the time. I know a lot of you are really awesome stampers, and some of us can use a little help, like me. So I am just going to put my adhesive on the back with my Stampin' Seal Plus. And then I'll show you how I line that up. And it goes on straight, so if you've cut the cardstock correctly, it will fit perfectly. And that's another key for me, if I've cut the cardstock correctly. Crafting is full of all kinds of, so I've tucked this sheet just down in the corner, and then I can just slide that in and tuck that in and bump it up. And then I know that I have that on straight because I've lined it up. I just love that. All right, then I'm going to add this little black strip, and let's get out my little silicone mat if I'm going to be using some adhesive. So I'll put the adhesive on the back, and the silicone mat works well if you, like if I go off the edge, I'm not going to get adhesive on my paper and then have it stick to everything. I could have also used glue dots here, or glue. Glue works too. Adhesive of choice, that's the great thing, lots of adhesives. And then this little black piece. Oh, you're gonna get your deer bundle today. That is awesome. Have fun playing with it. I hope you got the designer series paper with it, because I think that just really adds to it. And I can't, now I need the Stamparatus for that because I can't see from where I'm, but I can bump that up. Okay. All right, and before we get too far, let's go ahead and put that on the front of our real red base. You're welcome, Gina. It really, you know, if you have a Stamparatus, I know sometimes we buy our tools and then we don't use them, and that's just one extra way that we can use that tool. So then that just goes, of course you got the DSP first and then you needed the bundle. That's kind of what happened. But that paper is just so gorgeous. And then I have my Be Dazzling piece, and I did pop that up with my Stampin' Dimensionals. Do you guys use all of your dimensionals from Stampin' Up? I love that you can use every single little piece of that paper, and there's nothing left, no waste. So that's where I am with this little sheet. Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for popping in today. And so I'll use that to pop that up. It's just right here. All right, next is the deer. Here's the deer. And I actually did just use a bunch of, thank you, Wendy. I cased it from a friend of mine, our team member. This is the card she made, and so I just changed it just a little. Not because I didn't like her card, just because I thought, well, I could still use her basic idea. I think what I really liked was this Be Dazzling piece. there really as kind of a moon or a background. I really thought that was pretty, you know, because that paper in little, when we start using little pieces of it, now I'm hoarding it. It's like, okay, I need another order so I can get more of the paper. All right. Thank you for being patient as I put all these glue dots on that deer, because sometimes on the paper it won't stick, but I found that it did. So I'm just going to put him right here. And then I did use my mini dimensionals to pop up the sentiment over the deer. And I'll put 3 of those on the back. See if I have any left of these as well. Hello, Fran. Thanks for popping in. Thanks, everybody, for joining me this morning. It's always fun to share. And then that little sentiment can go there. And then what I really liked about Ginger was that she added one of these red rhinestones. Looks like that has to be on my order too, just to make him Rudolph. So I just take a little piece off and pop that on his nose. So there's mine, and then there was the swap card that I cased. Let me really run through the cards. I won't explain them like I did earlier, but for those of you who might have popped in late, I was in a swap and just wanted to share some of the card samples. So I'll just lay them down real quickly and you can take a peek. And if you have any questions at all about any of them, please give me a holler, either via my blog or email or comment on this post. So these were fun. And I think I'll try to make, good morning, Marilyn. Thanks for popping in today. I think I'll make one of these next week with some different papers. So I'll just kind of layer those. And I will have photos of these on my blog a little bit later today or tomorrow in a gallery format. So if you want to look at them again, you may do so at kimplayswithpaper.com. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for spending a little bit of time with me this morning so I could share my love of paper crafting. Look for me at kimplayswithpaper.com, and also look for me next week at 8:30 a.m. Arizona time, and we'll have another fun project to share. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day and a great week. Bye-bye.